Trackers gonna leave the nation, and Spectrum's got such supervision. Mouse is a mighty power that can save the day. Mouse, no one knows what lies behind the mask charade. Mouse, always riding out on Venom's trail. Comes to the laser rays, fire away.
Hey everybody, it's Bill from Matt-Trakker.com, and welcome to this episode of Behind the Mask. Now, before I talk about this topic here, I wanted to just point out to Brian, I have my Phillies hat on for you. So I can't wait to talk some baseball with you over the season. But thank you again for, and if Brian, if you don't know, his pen name is Carol Wack. Essentially. So that's how you'll know him from Mask 85, and most recently Mask 86 is out right now. I'll show you how to get to it in a second. But I just wanted to say thank you again for doing this. It's a ton of work, and thanks for giving me some previews of panels and asking for input, and I was happy to help you with some of the technical things at the end too. It's not a problem. You can ask me anytime, and I will gladly help. So give it a read, and if you see them posting on Facebook, Twitter, and I'll let you know how to get to them that way, in the links in the description. But post your comments here too. Let them know what you think about his creations. They're pretty unique, and they are something that, as a diehard fan, I appreciate the way that he's taking some of these stories and making them his own. It's refreshing, and it's just so cool to have new content, even though it's not official. It's cool to have new content based around the original line, and I just hope it keeps going. I know he's already probably hard at work at some of the other ones he's going to be working on, so again, thank you. Thanks for letting me host it, and let's dive in. So if you go to Matt-Trakker.com, the top bar, you'll see Mask 86 over here, and as we click it, you can see Mask 85 there as well. Now I have these in a new format where you kind of open it up, and it's like more like a comic. So then you'll see in a second. So the Mask 85 versions are still in the old format, but I'm gonna redo them so you can flip through it the way this will be as well. Look out for that on the social media pages. I'll post when that's done. Probably soon, I would say, just for reference. When you get to the page here, you'll have the cover will be the icon to click it, and also too. If you have comics, like I have a lot of the other comics, I have all the IDW iterations, a lot of the I forget if it's the Eagle or the DC version that I have. But if you have a way to scan them and want to send them to me, I can post them up on the website in this fashion. Or if you have like the best way to scan a comic without ruining it, let me know that too, because I do want to pull some of the pages out of some of the ones I have and get them up here so everybody can read them. But that's another day. Let's look at this one. You click it, it opens up, and there'll be some ads on here. It's a free website. If you have comics, I recommend it. It's a pretty cool website. Close the ads. One there, one there. And there's a full screen button down here, so I'm going to click that. And here we go. So the cover, he's released this in the past, so this isn't anything new. What we do have is, Jungle Challenge, Matt-Trakker, and Coastal Patrol. Matt-Trakker? Weird. Two Matt-Trakkers at once. Miles Mayhem looking incredibly sinister, and some skeletons. And I don't know what Scott's pointing at Miles' crotch, but I don't know. I would make that same face too if I was that close. So what you can do here, you can kind of drag the page over, like just like a comic, like that. And if we go back, you can use the arrows as well. So here you go. So we're 1991. So the title is Mask 86, and well, it's a pretty cool little like a little shocking reveal here. What you have is Scott and Matt. So Scott is now going around with Matt. What are they? I mean, what are they doing? What are they looking for? That's going to be the mystery of this comic and this series. So what you have here is, Miles is in jail after the events of Mask 85, and you're also going to see, I think there's Sly and Cliff are here. One of the cool things about this particular comic series is that it introduces some of the other characters that we didn't see in Mask 85, and you'll see that here in a second, where you have Nash Gorey, you have Floyd Malloy, and you have Bruno Shepard, who basically perform a jailbreak here. So you get them in, you get the little kind of, what do you call it, little descriptions of the characters, and kind of go through here. There was I forget which panel it was. It's pretty funny actually. Here, but I'm guessing this is me, Bill. I don't know. Maybe I'm just vain and thinking everything named Bill is me. But yeah, it's this was it here. He just picks this guy up and throws him. I just thought that was pretty funny. He just grabs him and tosses him. So it's just like you wouldn't see that, like that kind of throw in the cartoon, but that's pretty legit there. So like the other pages that we have, we had the introduction of some of the other Venom agents. Well, here's some of the other Mask agents, and you have Calhoun Burns, Julio Lopez, and Jacques Lafleur. Now, the one thing I like here is that, they're doing, we see the kind of the introduction or brief description, and then you got T-Bob, a robot scooter. I kind of have a dry sense of humor, so I find that to be very funny. That's something like I would kind of slide in there or something like that. So I appreciate that. So Scott and T-Bob are fleeing from these Mask agents, which I would be too if they were chasing me in a giant ass truck. And we see here that he's got the Gulliver mask, which I find to be pretty funny. So they're chasing him down. They're trying to get it. So he wanted to borrow Gulliver. And Scott just took it and ran away with it. So let's see here. Let's get to the next page. There we go. All right. So here you have something that would be probably in the cartoon. You have, T-Bob being kind of clumsy here with the foam coming out, which I find to be refreshing, that's in there. I like this panel here too, where you have the three Mask agents here, right? But then Scott and T-Bob are imposed outside of it. It helps break up the story here, and it shows you the importance of what that panel actually meant. So here, Venom comes up with their plan, and one of the things I like about this Mask 86 line is the kind of the cunningness of Nash Gorey in this one. He still has, like, he calls everybody Mr. still, but he seems a little bit more devious, so I can appreciate that. I always felt like he could have been a larger character in the cartoon, not larger size wise, but like just like a more flushed out character. So it was always something I was hopeful for, but never had the chance to see. So Trakker to host a gala tonight. You can see here. So Matt is still kind of going with his Playboy lifestyle. And here he is here flying in on the Camaro. Yeah. And what we have is the mask agents are basically bodyguards for this event. And in here you see Nash over here kind of weaseling his way in. And you kind of have, even though there's bodyguards there's kind of like this cockiness coming off of here where they're just not being attentive. So here you go here. You have, that's pretty cool. So you can kind of, as you go through here, I like what you did here. So you got like a window, and then it takes on the recurring panels that he would put in these to kind of indicate Venom versus Mask. The red would be Venom, and the green would be Mask. So we got an explosion outside. We got Nash here ready to guard it. And yeah. So you got Alex trying to get everybody outside. You got Powerhouse Mask coming in here and kind of knocking Matt for a loop. Excuse me, I need some coffee. 1 second. Miles comes in his outlaw outfit. A little bloody nose. And what we have here is Miles getting the stone, the Mandela stone. And pay attention to this line here. Now we're outside right now, and look at some of the chaos that has ensued out here. And notice here. Now, what Brian did was do something that's going to be incredibly unpopular, but it's a twist that I really wouldn't have seen coming. But it makes sense as to how he's putting this together. So the agents are dead, as you see here, and you have, well, this is pretty cool too. So this is all my fault, and I'm a little insulted that you were taking credit for my work. It's such an evil thing to say. But yeah, we have kind of he made a costume change into the Adventure Pack one that he has, and you got some Viper cadets sitting here. And Brad comes in to save the day because Brad wasn't out here at that time guarding. I'm guessing Brad was off doing something something nefarious because he is a rock star, right? So we get here, you got the Viper mask firing up, and you got the little dialogue here. What just happened? I have no idea. Alert the agents and tell them to reconvene at the base. This isn't over. So we're back to 1991, and we have Matt and Scott looking for something. They're looking for... Well, we're going to find out what they're going to be looking for in later issues, but it's pretty cool here. So you got what looks like the whip mask here. Brave boys wandering around my kingdom without your masks on. And we get to this next one here, and this is the last page. What took you so long? Vanessa Warfield, and Scott asked who. Scott will have his questions answered in issue 2. Pyramid scheme coming soon. Now, I'm intrigued by this a lot, and I'm looking forward to pretty much seeing where the story keeps taking us here, because it's like I said in the beginning, it's refreshing to have this. And again, if you are a fan of the show and the toy line, and you're looking for something new, and you didn't like the IDW iteration, you're gonna like this. You're gonna like what Kerouac is doing here. Some of the things you might not love, but he's doing this all on his own. He's writing the story, he's penciling, he's coloring, and it's a one-man job right now. Take that into consideration. Take it into consideration that major studios out there are still not doing anything with this entity, but one person is. It's just something to think about, and I hope Brian gets recognized on other websites and other YouTube channels, and because he deserves it. He's a full-time father, and I don't know how he has the time to do this, because with my son being born right now, this is the only time I really get to kind of step away for a few minutes. So again, thank you for doing this, and if you need input on anything, I'm always willing to help. And pitchers and catchers, they reported. Mets are looking to be a contender this year for the NL East, so we'll see. So until next time, it's Bill from Matt-Trakker.com, and I'll talk to you later.
It's gonna live the nation.